Hey guys, Nick here, and I want to make this video on the topic of high consciousness versus low consciousness thinking. Now, most of society, we fall into lower consciousness kind of thinking. Meaning, we pursue short-term pleasures over long-term pleasures, okay? Eating that Big Mac or that fucking spoonful of ice cream or that Kit Kat right now, it's very tempting. You know, we don't look at the long-term picture, like how that can affect our health, how that can probably contribute to us getting cancer, how that can give us diabetes, how that'll cause brain fog and tiredness and stress our adrenals and so much shit we don't think about, alright? When you're in low consciousness, you want to comment a nasty comment on somebody's video and tell them to kill themselves because you hate your life and you're not happy. So you have to get that little stimulation, that little quick, jolt of energy because you don't have that. Whereas when you're in high consciousness, you see the bigger picture of things. You see that this doesn't fucking matter. What the fuck am I doing with my life? What am I doing right now? Stressing over somebody who doesn't fucking matter. Somebody who's trying to bring me to their level, but their level is complete shit. It's like a crabs in the bucket mentality. You see somebody else thriving in life, being happy, and you just want to bring them down. That's a low state of consciousness. Or even if they are being a dick and they're legitimate about it, there's no use in trying to fight them or, trying to attack somebody else because you're on your purpose, your focus. Especially with girls, okay? If a girl gives you a little bit of bullshit, if a girl crosses a line, if a girl does something that deliberately disrespects you, you can ignore it, which is low consciousness. You can try to fight her and say, fuck you, bitch, you're a fucking cunt, I'm done with your shit. Ugh. And then leave, which is also low consciousness. Or you can be like, cool, and then walk away. That would be the best answer because it conserves your time, it, keeps your self-respect, and it's just overall the best option. I know it's tempting to just go off and say, fuck you, I'm done with your shit, go fuck yourself. And then you're home alone, and you're like, ha, I won that. Yeah. You get that little taste of power, and then it's very fleeting and it's gone. It's not long-lasting at all. And it affects you negatively in that it seeps into other areas of your life. It bleeds into them. Alright, so your negativity there just contributes and builds up, and then you eat shitty foods, and then that adds to your low consciousness, and then maybe you fucking play video games and don't do what you're supposed to do, and maybe you don't meditate, and maybe you just do all this shit. Maybe you fuck without a condom, and you knock a girl up. All these things completely influence the person you are. It's not immediately evident, you don't see it right away, but over time they build up like this toxic, cancerous energy that you don't even realize. Negativity is probably the biggest disease that most people are suffering from and nobody even fucking knows. Alright? How many people you see just enjoying life? Like, fuck yeah, I'm alive, life is good. But no. We have to have a mentality where we try to build each other up. Where we try to help people, legitimately. And we don't try to fucking bring them down and shoot down their confidence and try to step on their heads to get ahead in life. And I honestly don't think it's cool to spend your life trying to put somebody down in order to raise yourself up. That is the definition of bully. And it's just such a negative place to be coming from and such a negative place to be living in life. I left the stripping thing because it was toxic, it was low consciousness, it was the very definition of thrive or coping in life. And I wanted to be thriving. I wanted to be doing something that brings me inner joy and that actually helps people and that doesn't promote negativity. So, what I do to stay in higher consciousness is I meditate now. I've been eating clean. I've been avoiding drinking. I've been avoiding smoking. And I find that meditating makes me extremely indifferent and extremely icy. Like the look in my eyes is just very present to the moment. It's like it can pierce right through a girl's soul. I just don't give a fuck. And I've seen the same shit over and over again. I've seen my depression over and over again, and I just don't care anymore. You know, I've just reached a point where I don't want that anymore. I'm fucking bored of it. So I've been also listening to audiobooks daily. I like The 50th Law by Robert Greene. That was pretty amazing. The Obstacle in the Way, Ryan Holiday. I've been watching a lot of R.C. Tyler's videos. Yeah, and just live your life in higher consciousness. It's so much better. Because, like, not giving a fuck about anything, it's like stoicism. It's basically, you expect all the negative things to happen. And in fact, you embrace them. Because, honestly, like, we're all gonna die one day anyways. So, you know, it could be tomorrow, it could be 80 years from now, but it's gonna happen anyways.